and gentlemen, make some noise for the Sandusky High School Marching Band. Thank you guys so much for being here to help us celebrate. How's everybody doing today? We can do much better than that on a Saturday. How is everybody doing today? That's much better. My name is Tony Clark. I'm the Director of Communications here at Cedar Point. I'd like to welcome you to Blue Streak's 50th anniversary party. We're also celebrating other rides as well today. Lots of stuff going on today, so we'll do our little ceremony here. We'll give you some free stuff and let you take rides on our birthday beauty behind us. We're here to celebrate 5 anniversaries here at America's Roller Coast, and of course it starts with the classic out and back wooden roller coaster behind me, the Blue Streak. It's the oldest operating roller coaster here at Cedar Point, and people love it today just as much as they did when it debuted 50 years ago. Since it opened, almost 60 million people have enjoyed its copious amounts of airtime, and it's often the first big coaster many kids get to experience here at the park. It was built at a cost of $200,000, and if we were to build it today, that would cost about $1.5 million. So we got a bargain. It was Cedar Point's 10th major roller coaster at the time, and it was also unpainted. Within its first 2 years of operation, it received its signature blue color. And the name Blue Streak is a nod to our local community, and most notably, the Sandusky High School, whose sports teams are known as the Blue Streaks. Where are the Blue Streaks? Then, of course, came the Mine Ride in Frontier Town, which opened in 1969. It was one of the first coasters in the world with steel tubular track. It's also one of 3 rides at the park with 2 lift hills. Over 67 million guests have taken a spin on this classic. And then there's the Magnum XL-200. The world's first steel hypercoaster and the world's first roller coaster to ever top a height of 200 feet. It opened in 1989 and has been consistently rated one of the best steel roller coasters in the world, thanks to the ridership of 48 million guests since it opened. It also started what's known as the Coaster Wars, which is a fictional battle between amusement parks to see who could build the tallest and the fastest roller coasters first. And in the end, all of us have received some benefit from that competition, pushing thrill rides to new heights, new speeds, and new technologies. And of course, we are also surrounded by the Raptor. There are 6 Raptor fans here today. Thank you so much for being here. In 1994, we introduced Raptor, and today we're celebrating 20 years of inverted, steel-suspended, nothing below your chair but air roller coaster happiness. Like many of our record-breaking roller coasters, it was the tallest, longest, and fastest inverted roller coaster in the world, featuring the first of its kind Cobra Roll element, which is right over there behind the trees. The almost 38 million guests that have taken flight on Raptor is a direct result of the coaster's extremely high capacity. And finally, we celebrate a place for families. It's Camp Snoopy. Opened in 1999, families went to Camp Snoopy and the children's area featuring 10 rides, now including 2 pint-sized roller coasters, and one of my personal favorites, the Tilt-A-Whirl. Are there any Tilt-A-Whirl fans in the audience today? It's the most underrated amusement park ride in the world, and I'm glad we have one. Today, all of these attractions and roller coasters receive special recognition, and you guys get the prizes. So more on that a little bit later. First, I'd like to introduce someone who is very special here to Cedar Point. He is the Northern Ohio representative for the American Coaster Enthusiasts Club, and a lot of people ask us, how do we get invited to cool stuff? How do we get to have fun at amusement parks? You join a club like the American Coaster Enthusiasts, and Scott Short is here to say a few words. Scott?
Hello, everybody. How many ACE members do we have out there today? Woo! Thanks for coming out. Many thanks to Jason McClure, Tony Clark, and all the staff at Cedar Point for having me here today. The mission statement of the American Coaster Enthusiasts, or ACE, states that our organization's primary purpose is to foster and promote the conservation, appreciation, knowledge, and enjoyment of the classic wooden roller coaster and the contemporary steel coaster. Cedar Point, who is an honorary member of ACE, supports that mission by having this ceremony today where we honor these classic rides. So Tony's already touched a little bit on each of the rides. I'm going to go over some interesting facts in each one. The Blue Streak, built by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. It was designed by Frank Hoover with John Allen. It is the oldest coaster here at Cedar Point. It is the second oldest operating wood coaster in Ohio, the third oldest standing wood coaster in Ohio, and the second oldest operating wood coaster here at all of the Cedar Fair parks. It was the first coaster built at Cedar Point after the removal of the cyclone in 1951. So that means Cedar Point, believe it or not, was without a major roller coaster between 1951 and 1964. It all ended after that. It is the perfect example of the out and back design where it goes out, has a lot of hills, comes back, even more hills, and gives you lots and lots and lots of airtime, that negative feeling you get as you go over each hill. One of the most recognizable parts of the Blue Streak is that cupola at the top of the hill. If anybody knows why that thing's there, let me know, because I've been looking for the last week and I couldn't find anything other than it makes it look kind of pretty. And the one thing about the Blue Streak, which I think everybody here can agree, it is arguably the heart and soul of all the Cedar Point coasters, and many say that it was their first big coaster. I've got two young boys, 10 months old, and I can tell you that this is probably going to be their first big coaster when they get old enough to ride. So it's a very special ride to everybody involved at Cedar Point. Onto the Mine Ride, built by Aero Development, designed by Ron Toomer. It is the second oldest coaster here. It is the third oldest operating steel coaster in Ohio. There's a couple kiddie coasters that are a little older. Believe it or not, I looked this up last night. It is the oldest steel coaster in all of the Cedar Fair parks around the country. It is the third mine train like that built, and like the Blue Streak, it is the first big coaster for a lot of people. Onto the Magnum, also built by Aerodynamics and designed by Ron Toomer. It opened as the tallest, steepest, and fastest continuous circuit, or we like to call traditional roller coaster. The first one over 200 feet, and it held that record until 1994. It is considered to be the one coaster that put Cedar Point in the world stage, and as Tony alluded to earlier, started the coaster wars where everybody wanted to build the next bigger and better thing. And as far as ACE goes, we had our national convention here in 2004, and we recognized Magnum as a roller coaster landmark during that. So there's a plaque outside the entrance gate. You might have seen it that gives a little bit more of the history and what that ride really means to a lot of us in ACE. Another side note about Magnum and the Mine Ride is they were both designed by Ron Toomer, who, believe it or not, he designed 5 of the roller coasters here at Cedar Point, including the Corkscrew, Iron Dragon, and I'm forgetting the one. Corkscrew, Iron Dragon. Anyway, he designed 5 of them here.
Gemini.
Thank you, Gemini. How can I forget Gemini? To help signify that feat, what he meant to this park and the industry in general, we also gave another plaque to Cedar Point during our spring conference 2 years ago in 2012. That stands right outside the Gemini and alludes and covers the history of Ron Toomer and what he means to the coaster industry and Cedar Point. And lastly, Raptor. It did open as the longest, tallest, and fastest inverter coaster in the world, and it was the first one to feature the Cobra Roll turnaround just over here. Now it is the 8th longest B&M inverted, Bollinger and Mabyard, who's designed the ride, and it's the 9th tallest now. So things evolve, but it's still a very, very good ride. On behalf of ACE, the Northern Ohio region, and all the enthusiasts everywhere, I'd like to thank Cedar Point and Cedar Fair for their continued support of ACE and all of its efforts. The Northern Ohio region will be holding our annual North Coast Con event here at Cedar Point on August 16th, where we will continue the anniversary celebration and feature what we call exclusive ride time on both Blue Streak and Magnum. If you have any, if you'd like to join ACE or want any more information, just see me after the event here. Happy 50th anniversary to Blue Streak, 45th to the Mine Ride, 25th to Magnum, 20th to Raptor, and 15th to Camp Snoopy. Here's to many, many, many more years of fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Before we get to the fun stuff, I want to bring up a fun guy. He is our Vice President and General Manager here at Cedar Point. Please welcome Jason McClure.
All right, good morning. Hope everybody's having a great day. I just want to thank a few special guests that we have here with us this morning. Big thanks to the Sandusky High School Marching Band under the direction of Danny Clone. Also, I think we have some members of the 1964 Sandusky High School class. Let me see you out there. All right, big thanks to them for being here. You know, it's always great to celebrate the history here at Cedar Point. We've got a long history and a great legacy. And, really what that's about is roller coasters and families and connecting families and making memories for them. Blue Streak is one of those rides that kind of starts that off, and you get to introduce your children, have that first roller coaster ride, and it's a really important part of so many people's lives. That wouldn't be possible without some other people. And you guys know that Cedar Point's the best amusement park in the world, right? We tell you all the time. Well, it's because of some special people. Right over here, we've got the Blue Streak ride team. The ride team at Cedar Point, best ride operations team on the planet. And also, they always hide, but somewhere there's some maintenance guys that keep these rides going. So big shout out to the Cedar Point maintenance team and the hard work that they do. All right, so let's move this along, right? You guys want some stuff? You want to ride some rides? So we've got cupcakes, cake, some tumblers and t-shirts, and also beginning at 11 o'clock, we'll be giving out pins at each one of the anniversary rides. So starting at 11, 500 pins per ride. Those pins will be available for all of our riders out there. So thank you for being here today. I'll give it back to Tony.
Thank you, Jason. All right, so we can do this in orderly fashion since you guys are all lined up. We'll take you each line individually. Please, no fighting, no pushing, no shoving. While supplies last, you have a choice of either a Blue Streak drink tumbler or a 50th anniversary t-shirt. We also have cakes and cupcake while they last, and don't forget the pins at the other rides with the exception of Camp Snoopy because there's 10 rides in Camp Snoopy and we don't have enough pins. So get those pins at the other rides, and thank you for being here today, and happy anniversary, Blue Streak!